Hello, this is Safari Catch-Up, your speedy, punchy look at the last day in the wilds of Africa.
I told you that we call them, on the Zambezi, we sometimes call them doubting Thomases. Hippopotamus, Thomas, doubting Thomases. What's behind that smaller one? It looks like a piece of dung or something. Just moving with them. Ruby, it's a great call, isn't it? An easy one to recognize as well. That sort of quoip, 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 almost like droplets of water falling into a pond. We might well hear water falling onto the ground later, who knows. Actually, it's looking not too bad right now. We could be lucky. Well, we are lucky. We're out anyway. Too blessed to stress, Cam says. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, we got a noble duck, a male noble duck here that's just walking around one of the little pans here. Beautiful, look how nice that how can I say, extension on his upper beak is. Apparently the larger that, like that bump on his beak, the more impressive it is to the female, apparently. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's really true, but yeah. But clearly, he hasn't got a lady. He's all by himself here, waddling along. I like how ducks and geese walk. They got like this typical waddle. Eating all the little seeds from the grass. And here for his good old breakfast. Yeah, Jason, yeah, we haven't seen one for a while. Very nice. I would actually show you in the book now, but unfortunately it is raining. So if I have to open that book, yeah, I'll take the book out. Yeah. That will be the last time we use that book. So, an interesting color, like a beautiful green on the side of that, on their primary feathers. So, like that black area that's on the back area there, it's like this stunning green if you've got the sun shining just at the right angle. Sharon, yeah, very handsome. Yeah, all right. Huh. Well, if you say so, yeah.
We're still here at Open Dam, and we've been watching a male weaver, a masked weaver, who's been quite active on these nests. You can see there are 5 nests in this little tree. Weaver's coming back to the right-hand nest, which seems to be the newest one, but he's been working on more than one already this morning. Such an industrious little bird, isn't he? Southern masked weaver, it looks like. Interesting that he's prepared 5 nests. Is he going to invite a bride to inspect them all and say, which one shall we move into? Incidentally, the tree that those nests are in is a small leadwood tree. It's quite characteristic for leadwoods to have those spines at right angles. Kelly, I think probably probably hoping for one mate. I know some weavers will try to attract several mates, and they might, like the red-headed weaver, might make several nests, and I've definitely seen a few mates, a few females being courted by and mated by the same male. Oh, was that the same one that came back? Did he go that way? Or was this his second one? It came, it's interesting now. The one that just landed in the nest on the right came from the right, and the one that left earlier flew left. So, I wonder, let's observe and learn.
It's quite foggy, extremely foggy, which is very unusual. Though we had light showers in the sunset drive yesterday. And we couldn't believe, me and James, when we woke up that Masai Mara can be this foggy. But where we are at Nkewa, it's quite hilly. So I think the mist is trapped between the hills. Really unusual sighting to see lions in the mist, but they're very lucky that where we are, it's quite rocky. We have these rocks around us here, so they're looking for some warmth to try and keep them going. Otherwise, I think they are not very happy because the vision is blurred. They cannot even see any passing prey. But we're hoping that in the next 1 hour or so, it's going to clear up, so we can have our usual weather. In front of us, I think it's a male, young male, because it has a louded head. That's how we tell a young cub whether it's a lioness or a lion, male, before they grow the mane. So as we see, the head is much more rounded. Actually, they carry themselves with the confidence, they become more playful.
Well, let's hope those lions get active. There's certainly a lot of activity right here in this termite mound. You can see there's some recent working. That soil there is still pretty damp. They might have brought it from deeper down. It's an old mound, it's been active for years probably, but there's a great deal of activity right there, right now. We're seeing two of the castes, C-A-S-T-E-S, within a termite colony. You have the different castes, and what we're seeing here are the workers and soldiers. The soldiers are the ones, if you look carefully, you'll see some of them have got bigger heads with quite prominent biting mouth parts. So their role, being soldiers, is to defend the whole community or colony. And one of the main invaders would be ants. There are quite a lot of ants around this mound at the moment. And then the workers are the ones doing the building. Sometimes pieces of the earth fall down and collapse, and they've got to start again. But there really is a lot of great activity here.
Wow, have a look at this. We've got them all crossing in front of us. We might even have I thought we were going to have an eclipse. Elephant's not tall enough. Where are you guys heading? It seems like you guys are on a mission to go somewhere. And it's worrying me that it's in this direction, because this is east. The mission you should be making should be west. A little drink of water along the way from a puddle. Always goes a long way. I suppose the puddle hasn't been there for long. It's somewhat fresh. That is Bongani. Bongile, and I'm not too sure who the little one is, but this is what I was talking about.
Greg for Amy Greg.
These little ones are more or less the same size. What are you doing there? Oh, pick up a waterbuck skull. What you doing there, big boy? Trunk flat on the ground. There's a bit of movement. Oh, oh. One of the infamous Afstad head shakes. Sheesh. You can see that tusk of his is really starting to grow back. Oh, that's nice. Lovely. That's just what we wanted to see this morning, Afstad. Thank you very much for that. I mean, majority of the time the herd does stick together. Every now and then they will split up, and you'll find A family and C family, or B family and C family, or vice versa, and one family sort of kind of off to the side. After that.
Here we have managed to change the position, and where we are, I think there are 3 boys together when any other else is separated. So this is how boarding starts. So they're boys, they might be cousins. I'm not sure whether a pair of them are from the same mother. But of late we do get lions in most of the national parks are forming larger coalition. So the larger the coalition, the better they defend their territory, and the more they spread up the genes. So it's happening that we are happening to see more and more coalitions, especially with the young subardots, like what we see. So they end up growing up together and chase away the older boys in that territory. So it's very unusual, and over the years we have seen a lot of changes. It's like evolution is taking place, whereby we never used to see these a lot, male lions forming a coalition, but of late it's happening quite often, especially in Masai Mara and other national parks. It's warming up a little bit now, so I think they are in a good mood. Wow, that's really great. Here we have the topi. It's an all-boys crab, about 50 of them. These animals form what we call bachelor's herd, and that's what we call again all-boys crab. I can tell they are all boys because they are a little bit darker. Generally, antelopes, we have antelopes where both male and female have horns, like the topi. We have antelopes where only the male have the horns and female doesn't have a horn. So in this case, topi has ringed horn. They come in different shapes. Some are ringed, others are spiral, others are smooth. So for the case of topi, they are ringed. This helps with the fighting, especially the bulls. They fight a lot over the females. It helps them with the locking. Whenever they are fighting, they don't slip into each other's face or eyes, so they have lesions. The horns have a purpose whereby the bigger the horns, the better the genes, and it attracts the female. So horns are very useful, and unlike the antlers that grow back, once the horn breaks down, it will never come back. So that guy will lose forever. So topis are also known to migrate between the two, Masai Mara and Serengeti. And actually, surprisingly, they do the river crossing as well. I think the wildebeest take the way, or rather, it takes all the prizes. But we have seen topi in the past crossing the Mara River. We've come across these lappet-faced vulture. Again, it goes with another name, Nubian vulture. When you get into the kill sighting, this is the guy who is the dominant of all the vultures, very strong. But at the moment, they are waiting for the damos to hit the ground. Remember, it was very foggy when we started the sunrise drive. So they don't want to spend much energy. So they are waiting for the heat from the ground that we call damos. And they actually start to fight these pockets in a way that they'll be lifted up without using much energy. And that way they scan the plains to see what they can scavenge on. So the Nubian vulture or lappet-faced vulture are the first ones to open up the carcass. That's why they have that, they're equipped with that big bill, or rather very strong bill. So other vultures can be the first ones to alive on our dead animal. Well, Tabla, I like that. Actually, people talk about, the big five, the small five, the agri five. I think they try to put the vulture in the agri five. But when you start looking at animals with the role they play in the ecosystem, like where we are, these guys are clean up. They do the dirty job. That's why they don't have the feathers in their head. And I'm happy that you start appreciating. So our job here is to make sure that you appreciate nature as it is. Talking about where they are, that is the tree that we saw earlier, the desert date. And that's where they do their nesting. So they prefer open, flat-topped trees like the desert date.
Well, guys, I don't know exactly what is going to be the outcome here, but our cheetah is directly headed towards the river. Anything is possible now. This is the Great Mara River, full of crocodiles. I hope, he survives, but who am I to say anything? Anything is inevitable right now. Okay, there he goes. Why do you decide to do this? He's very, very cautious. Look at that. Not very sure. Yeah. So he sat in between those bushes and he's talking to himself. Hopefully he decides to go back and give us a good show, because I don't know what will happen if he decides to cross. This is a very endangered cat, and to lose one will mean that we've lost 2 in a month. So he's decided to go out into the plains. Hurrah! Yeah, it was a bit stressful. He's hoping to spot something. Remember, they have amazing eyesight, and unlike me, I have to use my binoculars to spot something. For him, he can see with his bare eyes, something, even in the long grass, he will see. I don't see anything in sight, but where he's going, it's a ridge, and from there, he might have a vantage point to see the other side. I'm gonna watch him from where I am as much as possible, and for as long as possible. Hopefully, when he disappears in the horizon, then I'll go around. His mother was called Rosetta. He was a part of a litter of 3, a sister called Risasi and a brother called Rafiki. But his brother Rafiki disappeared last year. So Risasi, I know he's been seen a few times across the other side. So confirmation, this is Ruka, who is the son of Rosetta. He has a sister called Risasi across the other side. I've been seeing him quite a lot. Brother called Rafiki disappeared last year. Good information. Well, looks like Ruka has decided to settle, and from that spot he's trying to locate something. I'm hoping he does locate something so that he relaxes and he doesn't have to decide to go across. Look at that beautiful cat, guys.
Nice to see some ellies for this afternoon. I always believe if the drive starts with elephants, it's going to be a good drive. Yes. Is she going to go for a drink? Yeah, it looks like she wants a drink. She wants to go to the pipe and look for the clean water coming out of that pipe there. Elephants are very fussy drinkers. They like clean water. Benji, well, I haven't really asked the elephant yet if it enjoys the rain. I think one day when I can speak elephant, I think then we can see if they enjoy the rain, but I'm not too sure. I don't think they really mind. I don't think. I've seen elephants in the rain. It seems like they don't really mind at all. But yeah. I mean, they sometimes even during the rain, even while it's raining, sometimes I've actually seen elephants still kind of picking up mud and still throwing it against them and being at water, so nah. And then I'll show you guys off. We've got a beautiful yellow-billed stork as well here at the pan. It's nice to see a yellow-billed stork once again. As you can see, they're busy wading through the water, looking for froggies and fish, keeping that beak open. So if I look at it, taps its foot, just trying to see if it can spook something out from the mud. You can see that it's got like sensors on its beak, so as soon as they feel that there's a little bit of movement coming between the beaks, they'll close the beak very quickly to try and catch that prey. There's this herd that's just come past us now. They came through the Mulawati drainage line and now just all moving together. Wow, this is just absolutely amazing. The big boy is not here, the one that was pestering them. It's so nice. Just when you see these big herds like this, I love it. And I got so many little ones here, medium ones, older ones. Oh, as I said, I don't see the big boy. I don't know where he's disappeared to. I guess he did not trail the rest of the herd here. Rodney, yeah, look, they don't interact with other animals. I think the elephants will just get bypass them. I mean, if there was a herd of impalas, sometimes you'll find the youngsters, they'll tend to be inquisitive and start chasing impalas around, or if there's warthogs or something, even a bird. So the youngsters will tend to have a little bit more beans in them.
Oh, look at what we have come across here. Oh, what is he about to do there? What they usually do on these tree stumps fallen over, well, in this case these are blue gums that have been cut down purposely because they are an alien species of tree. But these cheetahs seem to do this quite often. Not the only ones. I've seen the Mabula boys doing it. Now there's only two here. When we heard over the radio, someone did say 3, so they are. Third one is here, but I don't know where. It's obviously calling, looking for him. able to hear them. Yeah. The call of a cheetah is none like any other cat. It sounds very similar to a chirp of a bird.
Oh, that's not very good, is it? Oh dear. We just circled a huge block of land trying to get some sign of those lions, but they didn't emerge, and then we re-emerged on familiar land because that big block was, yeah, big block. Anyway, came across a familiar old friend, so I thought I'd give him a hug. Good old leadwood tree. I think this leadwood tree is, it's probably older than me. I reckon this leadwood tree is hundreds of years old. I don't know, 7, 8, who knows how many hundreds of years.
You're only 100.
Cam says I'm only 100. I've still got a bit of time. But isn't this magnificent? I love there's so much texture and character in this tree. In a way, leadwood trees and old elephant bulls kind of, they ring, they play the same tune, don't they? Certainly in my, horseflies biting. Yeah, the stories this thing could tell. Just look at that beautiful piece of wood there.
I think it has more stories than you.
Must do. I bet more leopards have climbed this tree than have climbed me.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
You know, being out here is not always about the big five. In saying that, it's also not always about the cats. It's nice to be able to, talk about the small things, see the small things, because quite often, a lot of the time, without the smaller things, there won't be the bigger things, And it creates, by eliminating all the smaller things, it creates a far bigger ripple effect amongst the ecosystem and amongst all the other animals when one is removed. Think about something as small as a bee. Can you imagine where we would be without bees? Goodness gracious. I don't even want to think about it. No flowers get pollinated. That means no fruit. So a whole lot of, scurvy. A whole lot of scurvy would be around the country, the continent, and the world. Grooming itself, very important. A very, very important part of a cat's life.
Wow, look at this. Now, this, when you talk about a traffic jam, this is a traffic jam. Festive season traffic jam. Everybody heading on their way, making their way for holiday, or heading south towards the coast. Oh, what a huge herd. It's a different herd as well. That's a different herd.
That was a brilliant look from the last day in the wilds of South Africa and the Mara. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you next time.